Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Snell Cook. I'm your host here at the Credit Union Connection. I'm here today with DeepTarget CEO Preetha Pulusani. Welcome.
Thank
And
you. Thank you, Sarah.
absolutely. And we also have Rio Grande Credit Union AVP of Marketing, David Miles. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
And so I did those quick introductions. Now it's your turn. You can do a little more about yourself and about your company and your credit union. David, why don't you start?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is David Miles, AVP of Marketing, like you said. Rio Grande Credit Union is located in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we are just passionate about serving this community and helping our members become financially independent.
Perfect. Perfect mission for a credit union.
Great.
And you, Preetha?
Yeah, I'm Preetha Pulusani, founded DeepTarget a few years ago, worked first on the technology platform, and now we're doing a lot with, some 200 financial institutions. A lot of them are credit unions. We help them really enable their digital branch, um, be a way to engage with their account holders. It's not just about cross-selling, right? It's about just getting engaged because, up to 80% of account holders are only visiting digital anymore, the
Mm-hmm.
digital branch. And that's what we're doing. And we love to hear success stories. So I look forward to what David has to say.
Yeah, for sure. Credit unions need to know who's helping who do what well. So, Preetha, I'll start my first question with you. Last year, you guys put out a press release. You put out that last year, your click-through rates are more than 27%, which is amazing. And then also, and you said it was, well, I didn't do the math, but you said it was 400 times. How is that happening?
Yeah. So, well, I have my theory of why it's happening. When I go into, say, reading the New York Times, I see a lot of banner ads do pop up, right? And when the industry average is for those, the click-through rate is 0.05% in general across the board. And it makes sense because you have so many things popping up at you, and they're not really personalized. They're pretty generic. They're kind of a mass marketing advertising. With digital banking, what you have is some very valuable real estate. It's not a bunch of ads. It's maybe one or two, three. They're talking to you. It's very targeted. It's very personalized. And when an ad says, um, Preetha, how about looking into a HELOC? And if I'm a renter, that doesn't make any sense,
Right.
right? So it's really the right message that's going out at an appropriate time because we're using data so deeply in order to target. And so that's my theory. It's because it's clean, it's personalized, and it's relevant. And so people are, in fact, interested in what you're providing them.
Right, exactly. And that's why I keep getting questions from bankers about refinancing my house at my old house I moved from a year ago. Not very personalized, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so what made the difference between being above average as far as performance, Preetha, versus the banks and the credit that might be below average? What's the key difference there?
Okay. Um, So first of all, most of our customers refresh their data every day. So
Mm.
what you're seeing is very fresh information. The above average, by the way, the average was 27%. We had credit unions doing 80, 60. I mean, they were just crazy results that we saw, right? And what made the difference was a couple of things. It's making sure that you did, in fact, have campaigns that were refreshed and an adequate number of campaigns running. So typically, our customers, credit union customers, are running something like 25 to 30 campaigns at all times. That doesn't mean everybody gets 25 or 30 offers. That means that our system takes the 25 or 30 campaigns and say you have 10,000 members, it's basically saying for each member, which of these campaigns are relevant. So I may qualify for 5, you may qualify for 10.
Hmm.
So it's having the refresh campaigns. And then the other thing that we see a lot of success in is when you actually speak the first name, Preetha. right? It's simple, but it says that you as a credit union know that you're talking to me as a member. You know me. And I think that also makes a difference.
Absolutely. And so, David, how has your credit union's marketing performed using DeepTarget then? Well, we hear the real world experience and how's that compared to what it was before?
Oh yeah, I mean, we are over the moon with DeepTarget, and I've been the power user of the platform for about 2 years. And after a couple months of growing pains, we really started to pick up get our stride and learn what the platform can do. Because as Preetha said, it is more than just cross-selling. We reach our members a number of ways, and that's things like alerts, or we recently had a digital conversion where we had to give them instructions on how they needed to re-enroll and what they needed to do to get our new mobile app. So we used DeepTarget to make sure that those banner ads were available to our members just to make their lives a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Now the personalization, I've been doing a lot, and it's great to put their first name. I mean, when a banner ad shows up and it says, Sarah, thank you for being a member of RGCU, it goes a long way just because we're putting in the extra effort. It's personalized, and our members might see that and say, "Oh, that's neat. I wonder what the learn more button does, what the call to action does." So we have been using that a lot, just saying like, Preetha, your auto loan is about to be paid off. Now is a great time to get a new car. Or, Sarah, are you thinking about buying a new car now based on some of the targeting that we use? Another important thing with the targeting is the detargeting, because when you go to the New York Times, you may see the same banner ad over and over and over, and eventually you're inundated with the same ad, and it just becomes white noise. So with the detargeting, we are able to say, okay, we want this member to view this banner maybe, I don't know, 10 times a month. And then this member can view this banner maybe 20 times a month. So it's really powerful technology. And I mean, Rio Grande Credit Union has really seen a difference in the way that we communicate with our members, the way that we show off our products and services in the digital world.
Yeah, and how has that shown up in your loans, in your deposits, whatever campaigns you've been running?
Yeah, well, I mean, I did pull up our influence sales conversions for last
Mm.
month, which was March 2025. And throughout that month, we had a total of 97 influence sales conversions. The account balances were more than $1 million, and the total revenue was over 20,000. So it's great to put a number behind all the things that I tell my team. I'm like, yeah, DeepTarget's great. And they're like, oh, okay, why is it great? And then I show them the numbers, I show them the influence sales conversions, and it's like, that's why it's great.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, David, I was wondering about like who on your team did you have to pull together when you were first signing up with DeepTarget? And Preetha, you can step in as well. But what departments are important to have involved?
Yeah, well, we're a medium credit union. We have a small but mighty marketing team behind us. So everyone in our marketing department was involved and still is involved with the ideas and the graphic designs and everything. But we also wanted to make sure that our branch support team was involved when we were getting things set up, as well as our IT department. They're involved in everything, so
Yeah.
we need them there.
Yeah. So what we've seen, Sarah, is of course marketing, and marketing leadership is involved in making the decision to adopt DeepTarget. We're also seeing a lot of interest come from the chief digital officers, the chief innovation officers of some of the credit unions that we have, sometimes from the CIO, because they see this as the CIO, for example, knows about all of the data that's available that's not really being leveraged. And
Right.
so when they see the solution, that's when they get really interested about how they can actually achieve growth. It's more than branding, it's actual growth by using the data that they have.
And justifies why you keep marketing budget, right, David?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very important.
Yes. So there's, personalization is the buzzword. I was second to AI maybe, but it's one of the top buzzwords. And so what's next for this type of technology, do you think? And I'm asking both of you, Preetha, why don't you go ahead and start?
I'll tell you what we're doing in terms of personalization. So today, so for quite a while, we've been using a lot of the data that a credit union has that is about the member. What accounts they have, some demographic data, and that's been used for targeting. What we are now beginning to do more actively is using transaction data to understand more about the behavior, the persona, and what kind of financial needs a particular member might have at a particular time. And then beginning to use that for even finer, what we call hyper personalizing
Mm,
the messages and the offers. And that's pretty exciting, right?
yeah.
So we partnered with a company called FinGoal and integrated with FinGoal. We anonymize the data, and FinGoal takes the transaction information. And David, you may not yet have heard about it, or you may have heard about it in one of our customer success webinars. But that's becoming a very big part of what many of our customers want to do.
Right. And that helps credit unions compete with the Chimes and the Daves of the world that are already doing that kind of work. David, what's next for you guys in the personalization journey?
Yeah, well, we have something that we want to get off the ground in Q3, and our rep Jacob is kind of working with me, and he brought it to my attention. So, I mean, hats off to him. But we have a really robust rewards program at Rio Grande Credit Union, and we want to make some banner ads where it says, Sarah, you have 40,000 points available, or Sarah, you earned 40,000 points. Click here to find out what you can redeem with those points. So the personalization, just pulling that data and pulling their rewards balance directly into their app that they see 5 or 6 times a week, hopefully will get our members to our rewards page a little more so they can redeem the reward points that they earned.
Yeah, I hear that's actually a big problem for credit card rewards is a lot of people don't end up ever using them or redeeming them. So yeah, that sounds awesome. And so Preetha, you added 17 new financial institutions this last year, or I think it was about 18 months or
Mhm.
so. Um, 12 of those 17 were credit unions. Is that by chance, or do you feel like credit unions, and this is kind of what I'm hearing from the industry overall, credit unions are adapting better than the community banks that might be using your product?
Yeah. I'm going to get in trouble,
I
aren't
know,
I?
right?
Not with us.
Credit unions, I have found this since I founded the company, that credit unions seem to adopt the technology much faster, seem to be open to the technology, and to innovation in general. Um, that's kind of a general statement overall comparing credit unions and banks, right?
Hmm.
I think the banks have to be very forward thinking to kind of match what I'm seeing on the credit union world. Now, if you ask me to explain why, I may not be able to, but
Hmm.
I do see that trend for sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as David, what do you see that like when you're looking at yourself versus competitors, when you're looking at Rio Grande versus competitors? Do you feel like you're ahead of the technology curve?
We we try to be, and I
Mhm.
think we owe it to our members to keep pushing forward and getting the best technology available to us to them. That way they
Mhm.
can be more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. For the member as well as for your credit union. So win-win.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, folks. Well, I always offer my guests the final thoughts. I started with David before. So Preetha, why don't you start with your final thoughts as we wrap up?
Yeah, I think in the industry we have seen things like mobile first and maybe AI first. And I was talking about this from a technology perspective to another recent credit union customer that we signed up. And he said something to me that really resonated. And he said, I don't think it's about mobile first or AI first. It's about experience first,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I do believe that credit unions do invest a lot of time and energy on member experience. And I think that makes them adopt this technology too. And I think that pays off in the end with what they're providing to the members. So I
Right. It's
think
about
it's great to work with credit unions.
Of course. No, but it's about the member. It's about the outcome. It's not necessarily about the tools that get you there, although they're needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going out and just saying, I need to buy AI. They're saying, I need my members to be able to do X, Y, Z, or,
Yeah.
nudge them that direction or whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Preetha. Appreciate it. And David, you will close us up.
Yeah, well, I would just say I'm appreciative and a big advocate of DeepTarget. It's a really great program that has made my life easier and has helped our members. So a big fan, but yeah, technology, it's getting pushed, and I think we've seen a faster development over, the last 3 or 4 years just with the boom of AI. So
Mhm.
it's really great having a program like DeepTarget to help me help our members.
Right. And so it also makes the employees' jobs easier. How about that?
Yes, I know. I like the automation.
Well, thank you both so much. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Great weekend.
Thank you,
Yes.
Sarah.
Thank you.